Hi, everyone. So we are about to start the Women in Blockchain panel discussions. Come on over if you want to meet some amazing women founders and VCs and change makers. As you know, blockchain is about inclusivity and diversity. And so today we want to introduce you to all these amazing women that are on the stage. I'll let them introduce themselves. So from 1 to 1:45 is going to be women founders and innovators transforming industries. And then from 1:45 to 2:30, it's going to be women VC change makers. So thank you.
Well, hello, everyone. I'm Tess Howe, and I have the pleasure of moderating today's Woman Founder in the Blockchain space. A little bit about my background. I'm a founder that started a startup in undergrad. Later, when I graduated, it was acquired. So did dual things, front-loaded the hard work. Later, I started my own family office VC fund, came here to Silicon Valley, went to Stanford for 2 years to be mentored by the best VCs and meet a lot of the other awesome entrepreneurs. And from then, I've been investing in traditional equity and now been investing for the last 3 years in founders that have a blockchain technology play or is a part of the ecosystem, and been helping out and investing in raising funding on tokens and crypto. So today we have an awesome panel of female founders or executives that are in this space. I would love for each of them to speak a little bit about their background, and then we'll have a great discussion today, a very balanced, a very dynamic, conversation. So I'm going to let Heidi here. Go ahead first.
Hi, everyone. My name is Heidi, and I'm the CEO of BOOSTO. So it's a decentralized app store driven by influencers, which means we have over 350,000 social media influencers from all different channels. So we provide developers tools and libraries they can work on. So we have the distribution network. Oh, by the way, if you guys have the product you want to submit to our media site, it's called Crypto Influence. It's free. So you guys can go ahead to submit over there and give you the marketing exposure.
Hi, everybody. My name is Savannah Evans, and I'm the founder of Guap Coin. I'm a serial mompreneur. I've been in technology for almost 20 years. This is my second startup. My first startup is a startup called Safe to Meet. Guap Coin is essentially a blockchain recreated to stimulate growth within the Black community and Black businesses. So we're tokenizing Black spending.
Hi, I'm Michelle. I'm the CEO and co-founder of LATOKEN. LATOKEN is a platform where you can rate and analyze ICOs and token startups, and you can get rewarded in points for it. We have protocols for the crypto enthusiasts, such as anti-fraud and identity. This is my third startup. I was PayPal attorney for a while, and before that I was at Cisco, eBay, Samsung, and Apple. And then another company called Sunrise Telecom. I did a startup in 2012, and then a blockchain payment startup in 2015.
I think I have my own. Hi, everyone. I'm Teodora, and I'm part of the co-founding team of NEXO. NEXO does crypto-backed lending, and we are the largest issuer of security tokens by market cap. So it's Omi and 3 men who are amazing, and I'm the only female figure in the founding team, so this is why I'm here now.
Hi, everyone. I'm Skye. I've got a computer engineering background and then did a lot of business management consulting with Deloitte for massive banks and investment firms. I'm here because I've created a company called Spendher, and I am laser focused on facilitating the female market uptake in crypto and educating in financial literacy. Thanks.
Thank you, everyone. So the first question I would love to ask the panelists here is, blockchain has been something that's been on the frontier edge and been very well covered in the media. Obviously, being the blockchain sector, there's the pros and the bads. People like to sensationalize it. People like to talk about the stuff that's, anti, blockchain, or why people are probably not for it. However, we have a lot of those who truly understand the great stuff that founders and entrepreneurs are doing in this area. I'd love to ask, the women here on the stage, how they've seen, their role and what have they experienced as a female in this area, from the challenges to the maybe advantages. So I'd love to hear Heidi start first.
Wow. You first? Okay. I think it's really cool to be the female. That's why we have so many people come over here to listen to us. So it's something really different than traditional tech industry. So definitely, I think there's a lot of opportunities here in the blockchain industry. And definitely, so we're doing the media thing. So I interview a lot of female founders and a lot of female VCs. When the team has a female, this is diversity. When the team has a female, there's female cover half of the population. So definitely give people more coverage that way and different thinkings. I think it's really a great challenge sometimes, but definitely a great opportunity for all female founders.
Well, there's a lot of, I was saying earlier when I was sitting down there yesterday, didn't see any women. Today, it's like, I see a sea of women in the front, so that's awesome. Yay. I definitely see a lot of change in the industry, slowly but surely, of course. Women are gaining more confidence to kind of come busting through the door and say, I need to be here, I need to be in this space. There's more women VCs, which is awesome. We are like the trailblazers of the trailblazers, because this is the very beginning of this still. So it's, it's fairly positive to see the turnout. Of course, there could be more, but this is the beginning of it. So, we got a long way to go. On my behalf, I kind of got two struggles. I'm a female, and I'm also African American, so I'm kind of busting through two doors and trying to open the way for this space to become more diverse, especially these conferences, of course, for people of color.
So I started founding companies, seems like a while ago, and I think it's important to see us as humans because we will have AI and robots soon. So I think woman is really good at STEAM. And so because we are equally good at STEAM, we can be founders as well and entrepreneurs because we know math and technology and science and art. And for the first time ever, it's really all these skill sets combined to start a token economy or a token ecosystem, right? Because community becomes important. Arts become important because it's branding, right? And then science and math, tokenomics. So, I think we've moved a little bit further. At the beginning, when I was looking for engineers, I remember every time I asked someone, hey, I'm working on a project, will you be interested? My response would be like, hey, do you want to go hiking? Or do you want to go dancing, right? So annoying, And then later on, VC. Does she have a boyfriend? I mean, is that relatable? Right? We just wanted to build our products, and we are as focused as men.
I'm sort of on the same opinion. I'm the one who's always saying that I don't see a distinction between men and women, and probably is one, but I have been so well accepted in this space. I don't know if it matters if I'm a woman or not, but I think that women have endless opportunities in this space, and people are creating the perception of other people, and women have amazing human character screening, and you have to trust this. This is like the intuition women have regarding human relationships, sales, everything that comes to that is just amazing. But practically myself, I felt a lot of women that I know have been oppressed when it comes working with men, or they've been pointing out to certain disadvantages that they probably don't have. Like, I've been told that I'm too cute to work somewhere because, just because of like other factors that are not involved with my character. So my point is that we should focus on the fact that a certain persona brings a huge amount of value add to a certain project, and not focus if she's a woman, a man, or I work with 3 men who are amazing and have always been amazing to me, and I've never felt left out because I'm a woman. On the contrary, I felt like a co-founder from the very beginning, and I like to believe that people perceive women as human and not as women, and yeah, see the distinction themselves.
I agree. I think a lot of this has to do with attitude. I've been in the tech industry. Okay, I did my computer engineering degree 10 years ago, and I was one of 3 females out of about 300 people, and that is not an exaggeration. And you get noticed. You have an edge. It was really annoying. They knew when I didn't show up for class. Like that was really annoying at the time, but in hindsight, they were batting for me. They wanted me to win. They helped me get through that. You get attention. You have a niche automatically. And right now, everywhere you look, there are articles. We've got airtime. Women supporting women, female, we're sitting up here talking about it now. Like, I just feel like the whole industry is rigged in our favor, and we just need to have the attitude of, hey, we're not this minority. Hey, we've got this edge, and I think we are just in such an amazing position. And I was going to talk about this a bit later, but I'm just so excited, and you guys touched on this before, but we are in the beginning of creating an entirely new industry. Like, I come from a financial angle here, but it's being totally recreated, and if women are a part of that creation process, we will benefit. Right now, again, from the financial aspect, our money system was created essentially, especially here in the US, by a group of 6 really rich white men. And this is all being recreated. If a lot of women are a part of that creation process, the results are going to be amazing.
Thank you. That was an amazing dynamic discussion. So the next question I want to ask is advisors, investors, if you could share a little bit about if you have a female advisor or a female investor that's helping your company. And if you don't, maybe speak about, the advisor and investor that's most helpful. Because I'm sure everyone here as a founder or about to start a company is always interested in hearing how founders, investors, how the advisors are helping out the founders. So in this case, I hope to hear there are females involved. If not, that's okay. That's why we need more of you guys. So a little bit about my experience. I'm proud to say that as a venture capitalist, I've invested and supported a lot of great founders. And in my portfolio, and also in stealth mode, I have 4 female founders that I'm supporting. So I'd like to act and preach and put action to what I believe in. I believe in, when I jump in and invest, that I'm in the trenches with these founders. I'm in that passenger seat helping them. I'm on their speed dial, like whenever they need me, a question or support or an introduction, you just got to be there, especially in the early days. So on this note, I would love to see how your experience has been. And especially is that if there's that notable mentor that's female, we'll love you to give her that small highlight right now.
Okay. Wow, talk about female investor. We're thinking about this one. One of my investor, which is a female, she sent the money the fastest, which means after I had my presentation, she sent me 200K. Oh, it was 200K, that was back those days. That's pretty cool. So this is a good one. So I think there's a lot of trust between the female investors to female founders. They know we can do it. And I do advising a bunch of younger female founders and their teams. Those are from schools. Definitely, I see that connection over there. And definitely, I'm also looking for female advisors. For example, I really like you, and also like Lisa. So any cool advisors there, they want to advising our projects, welcome.
I personally have had many wonderful women come and give me, I guess you call it little jewels I have women that have been in blockchain, definitely come in and giving me advice and making changes to my platform. I've had women that come give you financial. I mean, I can't even name all of them because they'll step up when they see you and you're running a company and they're like, hey, I'll pull you aside and say, well, hey, here's a little tip. You can, call this person or that person. I've had people coming up to me. I'm working on an exchange. I would love to have you on the exchange and things like that. So it's definitely, that's the kind of camaraderie you should look forward to when you are a woman. That there are women out here who will pull you in and help you out with your platform.
So for Has Token, we do not have a female investor or a female advisor yet. We have a few great men that I really, really love who's been helping us with the company. Most of them are my friends who have contributed without expecting anything in return, I should say. And I myself have advised a few companies. 2 of the companies are women. We have women on our team who are smart and great women. And this blockchain payments company that I was in, we have a woman CTO. And then the first startup I did, we have a lot of women designer who are awesome. And I had a man who gave me money without knowing what I was building, and that was awesome. It scared me, but these are the men who believe in me, and there's a lot of trust. I understand. So I am looking forward to meeting awesome women out there who wants to advise us and who wanted to help us.
Thank you.
Well, we don't have any women advisors on our team, but we were thinking about onboarding Tony Lane Casserly. You probably know her. That's the co-founder of Cointelegraph. And the reason why we wanted to onboard her is because she's so badass. She is like disrupting this industry from the very beginning. But the reason I like her so much is because this woman puts every single action that she does into helping women and really, really back them up. I mean, I literally met her in the streets in Bulgaria randomly last month. And I know her personally, and I'm asking her, what are you doing here? I mean, that's the last person I'm expecting to meet somewhere in the streets in Bulgaria. And she's like, I literally flew in from Puerto Rico because there was a woman who contacted me. She's in the blockchain space. She was organizing a big conference, and she felt bad. She felt bad by the way she was treated by a certain person that she was working with. So Tony Lane Casserly flew in just to help her out to get this problem solved. And I think this is something that's really impressive. She's been in the space from the very beginning. She's done tremendous so far. She's created so many things, but she is an exceptional character, and she's helping people so much. And she doesn't expect anything in return. And she's helped me a lot as well in my project, NEXO. So I think there should be more people out there who are like this. And I meet many men who are the same, of course, but this is a certain woman persona that I like so much.
I've got a couple of very, very beautiful female mentors. I don't have any female advisors. I also mentor a couple of fantastic girls. Australia, I'm from Sydney, Australia, and we're a couple of years behind in the crypto space. So I didn't have a lot of luck in my initial fundraising, and came across when I thought it would be great to get on board some female investors, being a female-focused company, and I kept getting Bitcoin is too risky for women, and that really, really, really frustrated me. And anyway, it all happened for a reason. Now I'm fully self-funded, making my own revenue, and I'm like, it all definitely happened for a reason. But just that really, I don't know, there's like just so much education that still needs to happen. But in terms of mentorship and running businesses and learning the ropes, I've got some really, really amazing, empowering women.
Excellent. Thank you. So the next question I have is, as a venture capitalist investor, I know we all, want to support our entrepreneurial friend that is doing, their technology play, their token sale. So typically when I invest, I've been fortunate. I've been asked to, be part of the seed stage round, which is even before pre-sale. With this note, I would love to see how you guys have seen either your own company or another company that a friend has moved forward with. When typically more females get involved, are they right there from the start at seed stage where you're just starting, where that's the most magical time? Essentially, you have nothing and you're making it into something, or is it more later when they see it's validated, there's like marketing component to it. They hear it from friends and family. Because what I want to say is we need more of the founders and female supporters that are there from the start, where they're helping you in the toughest times. And that's typically my philosophy.
This was really challenging, I think. This is really challenging. I think for all my investors, however, the female investors are kind of when they follow other people, bigger VCs were they will throw the money. I really, to be honest, so far, I don't really have one female investors kind of taking the lead yet. No matter about my equity rounds or about our private sales right now, but definitely we are open. So maybe there's less female investors out there. But since we're on the stage, if you guys are female investors, you guys want to take the lead into great projects like ours and talk with us. Very, very open.
Yes, that's very difficult for me too. That's difficult for me too because, as I explained when we were sitting down, as a African American woman, we receive less than 1% of VC funding and investing altogether. So that is a very loaded question for me. Definitely something that I'm out here trying to change and make changes. But I mean, absolutely, women, we account for that much investment funds, and black women that much investment funds. So that's something, that's a dynamic that we're trying to change and make changes in, and that's why I'm out here.
So no female investors, or advisors. So I think for a woman, I think it's kind of cool that for the team to have women in the team from the beginning, because I think it trained them. I think we do have a woman in our team, and she's awesome. And I think it's important to train them, the woman, and help them grow, right? Because you need certain personality to really understand that risk, financially, emotionally, and managing, we have a few men, and she has to manage the men as well. So I think as a CEO, even as a COO, right, you basically want to get things done. And from the beginning, when you're there, you're not just doing the job, you're learning, you're growing as well. And I think it's important for women to start so that they can grow. Because how will you become CEO one day? How will you become an investor one day, right? You have to really challenge yourself and, what are your weaknesses? Does anyone have one? And how can you go beyond that? So I think collaboration, feedback, and with the token economy, the structure is so different that you're literally using, almost 110% of your brain, right? And you're, and being out there all the time. How will you learn that if you're not at the beginning?
Well, I'm not particularly familiar with how many women investors we had when we did a raise. We did a raise back in March, the beginning of March, and it was quite wide. It all ended up quite fast. We raised 52 million very, very fast. And I don't think there were many women involved in it. And I believe women should be braver. They just need to be braver. It's the female character that it doesn't risk that much. I mean, you need to start learning more. You need to start being braver. You need to start asking more questions, because women are usually perceived to be a bit more, that they just don't want to get involved in finance. That's crap. I mean, women really want to get involved. They really want to get educated. So whenever you have the chance, or you have a female leader beside you, just take the time and let her, just help her out. I mean, because women don't usually ask questions when it comes to finance and things like that, but I think that they should risk more, that they should invest more in their education. And I would be very happy to see a program that is actually educating women on investing and managing finance, and just teaching them how to do everything. Because, well, again, I don't see a distinction between men and women, but in certain terms, we tend not to risk that much, and this needs to change.
Well, that's exactly what my mission is, actually. Exactly, but yeah, I think, but absolutely to your point, I feel women need to be braver. I can't talk on this because I don't have a female investor. As I said, my investor is myself. Thank you to my cryptocurrency investing I did a couple of years ago. Thank you. But yeah.
I forgot to add one point here. So while I was traveling to Asia, especially Korea and China, there's tons of like Ajuma and also grandma-ish that come to me and say, hey, what's your token's name? I said, BST. Oh, I want to buy it now. So I've definitely seen a lot of those investors like really into retail investors like that. There are a lot of females out there, over there. And also, I also see a lot of LPs. Those are females. So LPs say, okay, we have money, and I'm not sure about projects very well. I want to invest in your funds. I want to invest in a good funds. So definitely, I see that.
Yes, everything had very interesting input into what your own experiences has. The next question I want to go into a little bit of exploration is, I've been investing in blockchain crypto for the last 3 years. I've already been evangelizing 3 years ago for friends to put at least 1% of their net worth into cryptocurrency, so you be relevant and have skin in the game. With that, obviously, I've asked a lot of my venture capitalist friends, especially females, you should start thinking about blockchain, start looking at that, frontier technology, and maybe, transition to some of these great companies that are doing great stuff. So I was super happy to find out that at first there was resistance, but when I was over in New York, Blockchain New York, I discovered that a lot of my, Stanford venture capitalists have moved into, important roles in the ecosystem here. Some of them are part of crypto exchanges, the ones that you know very well. Some of them are leading the charge in terms of, venture capitalists are involved in really good funds, or they're helping champion other founders that are, raising money in this space. So I see that movement, and I do see a lot more female supporters in this ecosystem. On this note, I would love to ask each of you guys, if you were to advise a company, what would be the one most important advice you would give as someone coming from your background, someone that's a female founder, as an advisor, someone who's gone through it and done that?
You want to go from there? Let me see.
You go ahead first.
Oh, okay. I think stay true to your purpose, because you will meet so many different investors and people, and don't let it cloud your vision. Stay true to yourself. Not everyone's going to see your vision, believe in your vision, and just stay true to that. That would be my number one.
Okay.
I think so too, and you need to manage your human capital, so to speak. You need to manage the people you work with, whether they're, when we met, I'm gonna took it away here, but our biggest advisor so far, our best advisor is Michael Arrington, the founder of TechCrunch. And the story behind it is that we randomly met him on the street again. We randomly meet someone on the street, but we weren't that big at this point. We didn't have a white paper. We had nothing. We only had a website. That was it. And he was quite big. I mean, that's a big figure in the space. And you don't really know how to manage the connection with a person of that type at this point because you haven't had any so far. But Michael stayed a friend of ours, and we sort of managed the whole situation like this, friend-wise. And right now we are very close friends, partners, everything. But you need to know how to handle these situations. You need to know how to handle people who are, at this point, the bigger fish, the bigger whale. But then again, tables turn, everything turns. You need to know how to handle people. And people are your biggest capital. No matter what you do, if you have a good team, if you have a good advisory board behind it, if you have a really true purpose, a big one, then everything is going to be executed in the most beautiful way.
So I advise a few token companies, and I would say that my advice for each one of them is very different. For example, we have Dr. Chain over there, female, one of the female co-founder, and I care about I care about privacy and wellness, because they're creating a health platform for everyone, and you can have control of your own data. For my 3D printed coin, what they're doing, they have community, they have influencer, right? So they have like a 69-page white paper. So I wanted more graphics and, more, talk to your user. I came from PayPal, so, connect with your user. Your investor. They're the normal people now. They're not going to be the people who's going to be like at Menlo Park, right? So lay language on your white paper. That's going to be more important than anything else, especially when your coin is going to be on the exchange, right? I do Talk TV, and they have 30 million users, and they have partnerships with Real Madrid, LA Clippers, so their company is a little bit different. So my advice to them is, it's just a little bit, they have the community, they have the user, because UA is usually the hardest, right, for startups. As you guys know, community. So it's really, for them, it's really establishing the community, making sure that people know about them. So I would tailor your token company and seek advice based on your situation, so it's not general.
Well, I would tell them, based off of my own personal experiences, is the biggest thing that I had to develop in this space is courage. Because I have the intellect, I have the knowledge, I have the experience, I have the time, I have all of that. But you have to be willing to put yourself in the forefront. You have to be willing to step in front and out there and put yourself out there and go places that you wouldn't normally go, talk to people that you wouldn't normally talk to, and be something that you probably wouldn't normally be. I spent a lot of time. I spent almost 20 years behind the computer. I'm a geek. I'm a real certified geek. This is not my this is not my daily thing. Being in the lights, being on a stage, talking on a mic, this is not me, but this is what I have to do, and this is what I have to dig in to get the courage to do. So that's what I would say. Make sure you have your courage. Make sure you're willing to put yourself out there, because otherwise you're just going to fall in the mix of everybody else.
Yes, I agree so much on that one. So my advising will be, please enjoy to be the woman. It's really, really cool to be the woman and to be proud of ourselves, to be confident, and to be, let's say, what is that? Okay, take care of yourself. This is so important. Sleep well, go to the gym, eat well. If you like to drink, grab a drink to have relaxed time. Like doing a startup, doing the investing, end of the day is really competing about the health. If you don't have health, you don't have anything. So take care of yourself and to be confident. Never give up and dress nice if you want to.
I wanted to add one thing. There will be people out there, because you're a woman, they will tell you that you don't know A or B or C. Well, they will tell you that you're not good enough. Or they will tell you that you don't know tech. Or you don't know how to read a financial statement. or you don't know the law, or your intuition is not right. What they said reflects on them and not on you. And remember that and separate yourself from that, because that will take you far.
Let me add one. Okay, let me add one more. Really important. Don't compete with men. Work with them. Get the support from those guys.
Very well said. My own advice is too many females, I guess whether they play into the role or men put them in that role, especially in the blockchain, they're probably seen more as marketing asset, which I feel is unfortunate because everyone has so much intelligence, they have so much beauty, and they may dress good, but it doesn't necessarily mean they're just for window dressing. So I encourage those, women here, whether you want to be a founder or an investor, there's so much opportunities. I mean, if you want to be a founder, you can always be mentored or be, a analyst or help out, venture capitalist friends and learn. Or, for those who then want to be a founder, through this way, you get to really learn what goes on being on both sides. So as a founder myself, who then turned into an investor, I felt that was super valuable. Because, my next question to the panel is, if you were an investor, what would you like them to do for you specifically, which lends broader to what an investor can do for the, audience here. Because I think people, hear about investing and they think it's all just about capital injection, but it's actually more. And if there was only one thing that you can tell them that you need help with, what do you think is most priority in that list? And on this note, I really do encourage those in the audience, there's so much you could do. Please definitely learn the trade secrets so that you're not just seen as window dressing. And although you guys are smart and beautiful and dress well, we just got to make sure they respect you for who you are. My favorite saying is, those who show don't know. They may post and say a lot of things and name drop, but those who truly know don't show that much. And we really want to be those that are silent yet respected, which we probably don't get that as females, but when it's a male that walks into the room, they may get that respect. So hopefully we can do this collectively as a group.
If I'm investing in a company, okay. I really think a successful blockchain projects needs 3 components. The first component is funding, money. If I'm investing, give them money and just don't ask too much questions. This is the first one. If I believe in the team and believe in the direction, I believe in the team. I think that's the most important part. Second one is funding technology. So if I can support them with the technology, I definitely can. But however, maybe that's the technology I didn't know. I can doing the introductions to people who know that. The third one, which is really I'm good at, is community. So funding, technology, and community. So if I can contribute funding, give them money, I can contribute marketing, which is community, to tell them how to build a great community, how to maintain the community, how to have that going all the time, everywhere, globally. That's what I'm good at. I do the suggestions. Other than that, if they don't need me, I just disappear.
I guess my advice on the realm of investing, that's within a company, from what I understand, and to be an investor, sometimes you don't even have to have money. It's just connections. So if you can pull together your connections, if you know that you know these people that do investing in real estate, or if you know someone that does investing in something else, you can bring them together and say, hey, I'm involved in the blockchain space. I want to put together a fund. I want to help out this initiative. I'm really interested and passionate in this initiative. And you can actually pull those funds together and you can become an investor. So, you don't necessarily have to, be a millionaire, so to speak. You could just be very resourceful. So that may be something that you can look into if you want to get in that space.
So I love technology, and being in blockchain since 2015, I would invest in a lot of payments and infrastructure projects because I just understand it. I know the payment structure. I know how money circulates. I also like AI since I've been involved in a lot of the AI projects. And I could interview an AI engineer and know if they're BSing or not. So I think, and then the other thing is really judgment and the team. how hard are they working? You know, are they, like, if I wanted to call them at 11 p.m. at night or 2 a.m. at night, would they pick up the phone? You know, and that's the reality of a founder. You work 7 days a week, and you know, and how are they with building community? I think we're in a really new ecosystem where community is really important. Yeah, you can airdrop and have like 100,000 followers on Telegram, but are they quality? You know, are they the people who believe in the project and know what, you know, the group and the team is doing? So those would be the three qualities or characteristics that I would be looking for.
I personally would be looking at team, and credibility. And I would always go for a company with a track record and people who actually have the skill set to execute things, not just the brilliant idea behind it. You need to know people. You need to know how good they are at doing things. You need to know if they had a company before that. And you want to go for the people who are going to be in the space long term and that they're actually going to make changes. They have a really impactful idea that's going to change people, that's going to change ecosystems, that's going to change generations. That's the best part of it. And usually those are the people who, again, tend to take the risk to do things. And I'm going to share a personal story. When we were actually deciding if we were going to make a security token or utility token, it was back in the days when everyone did everyone did an utility token just because it was easier to go with the SEC. And at that time, all of a sudden, we decided that it's better to go with the security one because long term, this is the future. This is something that's just gonna add so much value to the project. And it was a risky decision to make, but it was a certain person of the team who made that decision. And now, yeah, as I said, we're the largest security token in the space at all. And this is how you know that you have a visionary on the team, and this is how you know that that's something you want to invest in, because these people can go wrong. So this is my personal experience behind investing.
For me, in terms of the founder, I am a really open, genuine person, and I need that person to be the same, and I think that really shines through, and I need to see that passion. They are just going to dream about this and not sleep until this thing is executed and to a really high potential. In terms of this industry, there is so much noise. There is a whole lot of, mind my language, shit out there. I would be really, really diligent, and to your point, credibility is a huge thing. I would be looking at specifically, is blockchain a correct solution for this great vision? So great vision, is it the right tech solution? And is this team credible? Do they have the skills to roll it out? And you know, are they credible people? That's my advice.
Thank you. So many people have reached out to me, founders, investors, and asked sort of how my philosophy in investing is. I think three things. I come from a background that I started a company, it was acquired. So experience is very important. As an investor, you need to know what the founders are going through. Second is accountability. So much fundraising goes on in this space. Fundraising may be quite easy or difficult. However, it's accountability and governance that you need to bring to these founders, to these teams, to help them in the long term. That's critically important. And I see a lot of the traditional venture capitalists or investors have had experience who've helped build real companies, can guide awesome founders like you guys here on stage and out there. And third, I think governance is important. So much funding has been, raised in this area. Teams have raised funding. However, do they know, sort of what responsibility, how they're going to use those money, or how they should move forward? How should they incentivize the team? All that comes from people with experience. So when you look for investors, advisors, please do try your best to find those. And if you can't, work with the friend or the person that you can, and then, keep looking, keep asking, never be afraid to ask for help. The blockchain community has been amazing. It's been a global friendship of different, parties around the world who's come together, and that's one reason why I find myself investing more and more in this area. And with that note, definitely wanting to find more female founders to help champion this space and form alliances together. And let's, really do something incredibly impactful here. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.